So with regard to static stretching of the hamstring, we sometimes like to make sure that we have the knee in just a little bit of a bend to take tension off the sciatic nerve. And then we can do a bit of a pure hip hinge, so bending only at the waist, keeping the chest tall, in order to more specifically target the muscle belly. Now, passive stretching by itself can be useful, but we really value following that up with some active loading or some strengthening of the oppositional muscles at that end range of mobility. So a way that we might do that for the hamstring is lying down on our back, bringing our knee into flexion, and then actively using our quad muscle, working really hard there to fight that hamstring, holding for 5, repeating maybe about 8 repetitions. So you should feel, if you're really fighting that hamstring with your quad, you should feel some good fatigue there. And that's a nice way to actively work on that oppositional muscle. And then we really like doing heavy loading of the end range of that muscle. So for the hamstrings, we really like RDLs with a pause down in that end range position. Now, for some people, you might find that there's more tension down into the calf when you're doing this sort of work, and where you might want to go with that is exploring some nerve mobility or nerve gliding drills. So a nice entry point for that is using a slider disc or a towel on a hardwood floor and sort of straightening out your knee and allowing your foot to point. So what's happening here is that as we're straightening out, we're adding tension to the sciatic nerve at the knee and taking it off at the ankle. So if this feels all right for you, what you can even do is sort of keep your toes up as you slide out. That's going to be adding tension through the hip, knee, and ankle. And then you can be doing some ankle pumping. So with nerve flossing, we like to do this for about 10 to 15 repetitions. And we often say to it, not through it, from a stretch perspective. When we're working on nerves, we don't want to be really hammering on them until we know whether they're sensitive or not. So this might be a good set of movements for you to explore if you're struggling with that mobility through the back side of your leg, hamstring, sciatic nerve area.